There we go. Okay. Well, everyone, welcome to the Sullivan Network meeting. I appreciate you taking some time out of your schedule and being a part of this. And really, as we want to just go through some quick introductions and just tell you a little bit about the happenings that's going on in the Sullivan world. And as we just came off the Ignite retreat and the faculty retreat, and as we've pivoted on a few things since then with feedback, and now we've got even additional pivots as we're looking at our study abroad program. I think a few people know each other on this call, but some don't. My name is Jody Holland, and I'm a professor at the University of Mississippi, and also the faculty and staff specialist, engagement specialist for the Sullivan Foundation. And just want, if we want to, real quick, I'll introduce ourselves and go from there. How about that? Renee, you want to start?
I'm Renee Just. I'm at Brenau University, which is in North Georgia. And I'm associate professor of leadership. I teach entrepreneurship also. And I'm the faculty fellow liaison for the Sullivan Foundation.
Amy, how about you? You just jumped on in. How are you? Make sure your connection's working.
Good. How are y'all?
Good.
I'm eating some Thanksgiving leftovers.
Good for you.
Yeah.
Amy, can you tell us where you just for we're recording? Where you from? Where are you?
So I am on the business faculty at Lees McRae College in Banner Elk, North Carolina, in the Western North Carolina region, and been the faculty Sullivan liaison for I don't even know how long, but a while.
Gotcha. Good. Trilla, what about you? Thank you, Amy.
Trilla Washington Hubbard at Brenau University in Gainesville, Georgia, Dean for the College of Business and Communication, and I support my colleague, Dr. Just, as she is our Sullivan faculty advisor.
Excellent. Well, we had someone on here that I hadn't seen yet, and that's why we're doing the introductions. I don't know if we lost connection, but we always want to make sure we're connecting and having introductions with everyone. But as he spelled with the Ignite Retreat and the Fellows Retreat. But I'm going to just hand this right over to Renee and Shatrilla, because they've got some bigger updates we want to record, make sure that we get out to everybody regarding our study abroad programming.
Cool. So everybody knows that we originally went with Panama based on some of the relationships that Brenau University has. Jody and I did a site visit and worked out the logistics. And since that time, Panama is really in turmoil right now, and there's a lot of political unrest. And so we really felt like we needed to pivot, and did so in about 24 hours, and moving study abroad away from Panama this year. Because while the election is in May, if it doesn't go the way they want it to go, June will not be better for us. So we were thinking big picture, long term, and out of respect for the fact that it's not just a Brenau University trip or initiative. So we have shifted to Costa Rica. It actually is not better, but very different in an exciting way. We also have ties in Costa Rica. For the last 2 years, Shatrilla and I have gone down and facilitated workshops for women entrepreneurs through the government, and have gotten to know a little bit about the ongoings and the way of life in San Jose, and some of the things, the focus of Costa Rica as far as entrepreneurship goes. So same dates, same cost. We're just shifting to a different country. In the chat, I have attached 2 flyers. One is a one-pager that has 2 QR codes on it, and one of the QR codes will take you to the other document that I actually attached, which is 4 pages. And it gives a little bit of information, just like the other one did. It has bios for Shatrilla and I. this one has, the last page will have pictures of the place we're staying in San Jose. And the other QR code takes anybody to the link to sign up for the trip.
Let me try to share that for 1 second, and maybe y'all can see. Ooh, that didn't pull up. Well, maybe. Yep. Is that sharing?
Since I logged in late, it's not in the chat, but I did have a student asking me about the trip on Friday, so this is good to know.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Renee, you're gonna have to put it back in there because anybody who logged on after you put it there won't have access to it.
Huh. Okay.
Is that? Can y'all see that QR code? As I'm.
Yes.
Okay. At least we'll have that on the recording when it goes out, so they maybe can scan it from there too.
Yes, and I will also upload them again so that Amy has access. There you go.
Well, I know that was a stressful thing to do, but way to go.
So
Um,
Amy, the stress was even more pronounced because we had multiple programs happening in the spring into the summer, and several initiatives changed on a dime. Fortunately, I was responsible only for this one. So
My-
what?
Now I have a question. You're going down there again. You said in a few weeks. Is that right?
I am. I go down actually next weekend because I'm going to do a Spanish school.
Yeah.
And I'm going to do 7 days immersion. I'll live with a host family, and then I'm going to do additional 3 days of private lessons. And those 3 days I'll be staying at Selena in San Jose.
Yeah.
And I'm meeting somebody there to the equivalent of Isela, who you and I met,
Mm-hmm.
and going around in logistics, and they're going to help me with the immediate area logistic wise in San Jose to the hostel.
Gotcha. When do you foresee having a full itinerary agenda established? Right when you get back from that?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
And we are ready, based on some of the contacts that we have. Cheryl and I have been talking last November when we were there. We had a whole group of female entrepreneurs who had coffee business, coffee plantations, coffee growing business. So our thought is to reach out to one of them. Can we do a tour, talk about how do they get into it, the entrepreneurship component of it, and the impact on economic development, because entrepreneurship and economic development really go hand in hand. And those I know are two initiatives that are really important to Costa Rica. San Jose is really the economic and cultural hub of the country.
Mm-hmm. That's exciting. That's fun.
Yeah, I think that's great. So B Adams is the one that has expressed the most interest. And so she's one of my students from the UK. So I'll need help making sure that we get her. I don't know how visas and stuff work for absolute another country. So I might just send her your way to make sure she's got all the paperwork done for herself to travel from the United States to another country. And then I haven't heard from the other kids. My other kids have been, we'll call it busy, but they've been quiet lately. So, and everybody's ready for this week to be over. But I know that the other kids have some interest. This might actually pique their interest even more since it's technically kind of feels like closer to home. But we'll see. I've got one of the kids' dads. I think I'll see him tonight or Wednesday night. So I'll be able to tell him this information and this change. But this is good.
It is good.
One of the because with the other one we were trying to, and which Trill and I had talked about how this was working out, and we've got co-working space. So part of the classroom time, because we are very cognizant of the hours, if we're transferring credits, we're really counting the hours. So some of the time in the co-working space will be like the classroom time, but then some of our outside adventures will also count. We have a connection to a gentleman who's academic. He's an educator. He's from Costa Rica, and he does a tour in a program with the lens of social entrepreneurship and economic development, and it's a reforestation program,
Awesome.
which will be so from the reforestation and the nature and component. Amy, some of your students may be more interested just simply based on where you are logistically.
Yeah. No, my son will be, but yeah. He's surviving that Lorax class right now. But no, I think it sounds super cool. I'm hoping I can figure out how to sneak into your trip.
The more the better. Come on down.
Okay.
Well, you can't sneak in because you're not going to take the 3-credit class, so we back that out of the fee.
Okay.
So for faculty coming down, you're not going to take an undergraduate 3-credit class. So
Yeah.
we just back the fee out and then you pay the rest.
Okay. Okay. That's good to know.
I mean, unless you want a 3-credit class from an
I
undergraduate.
mean, you never know. I might need another undergrad degree.
No.
It was a long time ago. You never know. Might learn something. It's a little different than it was back then. But no, this will be great. I'm excited for it. And I know that I trust you all to have these plans and to take our students with you. And there was a lot of excitement from my van full coming back from Ignite. So I will give them this information today.
That's great. Good.
Has anybody else shown interest yet?
I'm waiting on our contact from Ole Miss to see if there's interest there.
Who's that, huh?
But other than that, I've had
He's been
meetings.
busy.
Yeah, yeah. No, I'm trying to get you some here. Our program, we had a full professor started a whole program for Italy, and they're marketing it hard right now. But I think the deadline is end of this week. I'm going to ask what the numbers are, and then I'm going to kind of slide behind that, see if this emerges. But we have had some schools. Other schools have interest too, right, Renee? Haven't we?
So yes, so Davis and Elkins
Yeah.
in West Virginia. I met with the with the gal who's the Sullivan rep and the coordinator for their external relations. And actually, I met with a couple of faculty and a couple of students. They have a couple of students interested, and as a matter of fact, one of them just emailed me to say, "Hey, can I still register?" And then I had a meeting with some people from Furman.
Yeah. Yeah. Good. Yeah, and as with most things, it'll probably pique people's interest after the holidays.
Yeah.
Your deadline is current, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
What's the
And they can
deadline?
sign up, and how we set it up is on the payment link is they can literally put down $50 a week. It's not something where we're asking for the 2,300 in one shot.
Yeah.
Because if they're working, I mean, a lot of our students work. So if
Mhm.
they're working and trying to save the money, it's a lot. It's a big ask for them to
Yeah.
save the whole $2,300 because let's face it, they may have a no shiny moment.
Yeah.
So that's why we set it up that they could literally pay $50 a week through the link.
Good.
And I don't know if this is okay, but I offered my Sullivan kids the 500 out of the Sullivan account each
Yeah.
towards the trip.
Yeah. Sullivan, yeah, your endowment can support this program.
Yeah.
We're using some of our endowment funds for it also.
And I think those other schools that were mentioned a while ago, that was their intent too, because
Yes.
that's activity. And that's why we're gonna take this information we're getting and we're gonna do a blast out to all the schools, but especially the endowment schools. I mean, because this is Sullivan sponsored programming.
Great. Absolutely. And it's perfect for an endowment school. If you're not going to do the retreats, or if the retreats are falling on breaks. And I know that was one of the issue that Davis and Elkins has, is that it doesn't line up perfectly all the time. And I said, use your endowment money. I mean, this is just another way to provide your students with resources.
And I know it'll be a great trip. So
Of course it will.
Yeah, I
Sure,
know.
I'm adding it up. Of course it.
I know. Well, we're just so appreciative. I mean, that you guys wanted to take this on, and Bernal hosting this and establishing this and pivoting when you saw it being exactly what needed to be done. And Costa Rica is a fun place.
Yeah. Yeah. Really good food too.
Yeah, it's good.
So Renee, great.
Well, I don't want to belabor this call because I know time is of essence and importance for all of us. Is there anything we want to add to this information, this change? Any questions that haven't been answered? All right. We won't have a call in December. And then we'll have a kickoff call in January. So I just want to make sure we're having that down and on your calendar, and we'll have a lot to report back then. It'll be a bigger gap since we've last seen each other in Black Mountain. And by the way, thank you guys for all the feedback around Black Mountain. It was good for us, and we will always have a Saturday night dinner like we did. I know that's one thing. But that was fun. It was really good to see each other, and I'm glad we had that opportunity.
And pass the word, because we have a fabulous speaker in January.
Yeah, we'll get all that bio information put together and start establishing some messaging around that.
Yeah, it's true. Ken Frank is speaking in January.
Oh, that'll be great.
There we go.
Yeah.
Really good.
That's great.
The timing would be perfect, because especially what's happening with Israel, Hamas, and then a little bit of Panama, because that's really his specialty.
Good. That's perfect. Yeah, and if any of you know any speakers that you want, please let me know, and I'll try to reach out and get to them. There's one guy I'm trying to reach out. I'm don't know if I can. I know I can get him if he has time. But if you're a podcast person, he just started a new podcast called the Army of Normal Folks, and he does these interviews with people who are doing amazing change in their community, and they're like humble servants who just said, hey, that's a need right there, let's go do it. And now these organizations of 5, 10, 15,000 people are working around these individuals, and they're the most amazing stories you've ever heard. So if you just have some time, his name's Bill Courtney, and he's out of Memphis, Tennessee, and it's called the Army of Normal Folks. And it's a fantastic mission that he's doing. And it's great stories that you hear. So I encourage you. I'm gonna try to get him. I encourage you to listen to it if you get a chance, and I'm gonna try to get him to come speak to us next semester.
Cool.
Yep. All right. Well,
My mom is listening and she just wrote that down. She's like, "Okay."
good. Here's what's interesting about him too. Just to know, he wrote a book, Against the Grain, and then he had a documentary on Netflix, which how it became, it won a bunch of awards, called Undefeated, where he went into the inner city of Memphis and started working with kids who had football for like pop. Well, he ended up working with Manasseh High School and turning it around in this program. And anyway, that's the individual, and it's just like anything he touches, it just great things come around him, because I think I think he has a heart of gold, and he's a great man, and he does good things.
That's cool.
It is.
As soon as you said his name, I was like, that sounds familiar. And then as soon as you said the football story from Memphis, I was like, oh, yep, we've watched that.
Yep, it's Undefeated. That's him. So
I think I've watched that. I'd like to let the kids listen if they can.
yeah.
My kids in particular.
All of it's open source. I mean, it's wherever you get podcasts.
No, I mean to our if he's going to touch on any.
Oh,
of these,
yeah.
my
Yeah.
kids would like that,
Let's.
especially my boys.
You know what? That's a whole nother thing. Let's make this maybe a bigger call that day.
Okay.
All right. I'll try to get
Nice.
lined up.
All right.
Perfect.
Sounds good.
All right, gang. Anything else?
We're having just a random thing, but we're having a guest speaker come to campus, and it's the guy, I always forget the name of it, but it's Black Folks Camp 2. And he met our outdoor rec program out in Colorado, and he is going to come out here and have our ski students teach him how to ski and snowboard, but he's also going to give this whole day diversity thing, but he's got this massive social entrepreneurship twist to everything he's been doing. But everything I've heard about him, he's just a dynamic and hilarious person, and has created a great network. So we're excited about that.
When is it?
Black Folks Dance or Camp 2.
No, when?
When? I don't know yet. We're planning it. March, I think.
Good.
No, February. He's got to ski.
Cool. Let me
Yeah.
know. I
Y'all
might
come
just happen,
ski.
I might just need to be in the neighborhood or something and
There you
drop by.
Come by and ski with us.
I know.
That's why you need the snow, right?
I don't know about
Yeah.
the
I don't ski.
skiing, but the
Come on, Chantel. You can do it. No, I'll watch. With
I
my
love to
hot-
ski. I love to ski.
Oh,
I'm older now. I'm scared something's going to break.
Yep, that's me. I don't love it, and I don't want to break. So
Yeah,
it's cold out there.
yes. I know. It is.
anyway, thanks, y'all. Have a
Cool.
good week.
Thank
I guess.
you.
Hang in there.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's only Monday.
I know.
Have a good one.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank
All
you.
right. See y'all. Bye-bye.